He may now reign the Commonwealth, but Charles has visited our shores more than a dozen times. The most famous tour taking place in 1983 when the Prince and Princess of Wales, along with baby William, won over Australians. As Jonathan Lee reports, one man came to know them personally during their lengthy stay.
From Buckingham to Outback, it was March 40 years ago when the then Prince and Princess of Wales touched down in Australia. The heat and dust of the territory on hand with locals as the Windsors showed William to the world.
Who wants it which way first?
First fly on him already.
A walk up the rock and it was on to what would be their base and homestead for the trip, the secluded Woomargama station, a few hours south of the capital, and its new parliament still 5 years from completion.
The sleepy township of Woomargama, one church, one service station and a pub, doesn't appear to have undergone any major facelifts for the visit.
A prime ministerial request saw the owners of the property, the Darlings, happily move out for a month, leaving 46-year-old station manager Bryan Ward and his own wife, coincidentally named Diana, at the helm.
So once they shipped out, we were in charge, Diana and I. All the responsibility fell on us. And then I often just say to Diana, I cannot believe this. We've got two future kings under the one roof, which is quite extraordinary.
With the future king inbound, the drought broke.
Rain in the drought-stricken Albury district is a very welcome sight.
Bryan remembers the raw panic when a tractor and a feed trailer slipped and went into the creek.
I got the message, roared home, rang a crane company in Albury Pickles and said, look, you've got to get off your asses here because I'm in desperate trouble. We've got 3 hours to get all this mess out of the creek and away before they arrive.
The day saved, a soggy prince arrived unaware.
So when they walked in, and, dripping wet, and that's when Prince Charles said, this is the first time I had to wear a Macintosh in Australia.
Young William was there well in advance with his nannies, his cot a tad big.
Some doors had to be taken off their hinges to squeeze it in and out and all those things, so that was a bit of drama. Because he learned to crawl at the homestead.
Bryan remembers the night police had an intruder of sorts. With the light reflecting, he was sent on a motorbike to hunt it down.
So they were up here,
yep,
and you're out here looking for the intruder.
Yep, and they said, you're getting near it. And when I did get near it, I discovered it was just an old broken beer bottle. And I said, is that it? And they said, whoo, that is it.
Another night during a royal dinner, a blackout. Police telling Bryan,
could be sabotage. Which was quite extraordinary. And I thought, hell.
Not known for his athleticism, on one occasion Charles went for a run.
They're up in the Haitian to drink something and the station was having a piddle. And Prince Charles was on his road and he said, oh, he should have caught you in an embarrassing moment.
He remembers the now monarch as a friendly kind of fella who'd come up for a chat, keen to explore, if only he was given more freedom.
He was dying to get shown around the place because he's obviously interested in the land. I could never communicate to him directly to say, come on, I'll come and pick you up.
Yeah.
Because of his protection from his bodyguard.
Did that frustrate him?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, he was quite cross.
Yeah.
He said, oh, such and such, I often think they're like little clockwork toys. Their staff wind them up in the morning and when the battery starts to get flat, they pop them into bed and, they've got complete control over them.
You get an idea of what a different time it was by this humble program. It says strictly confidential at the top and for very good reason. Flick open to a random page. It starts with sunrise, the time they're leaving, where they're off to, what time they're arriving, where they're walking through, where they'll be at every moment before eventually returning home. All of that laid out days and weeks in advance. You wouldn't get that now.
You were on the inside of all the information of the most important royal visit of its time.
Yeah.
You're incredibly lucky.
Yeah. On reflection, I suppose, terribly lucky.
The royal couple were there for lunch with Mr. and Mrs. Hawke.
He is, though, disappointed the palace princess won't be beside him at the coronation. Is it sad that she's not the Queen?
Yeah, I feel so.
But accepts Camilla as Queen Consort.
She was obviously the love of his life all the way through.
As for the man who heads 15 realm nations, including 56 Commonwealth states,
you reflect back on it and think, well, perhaps he will be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been elected by a committee of 2 to declare this library complex open.
From his homestead, Bryan will be watching, thinking of the time when Woomargama hosted royalty and he was the doyen of the duchy. Jonathan Lee, Sky News.